Hey everybody, how we doing today? Welcome to slightly windy Tulsa and also very sunny Tulsa. Um, I had something happen to me and I felt like I should share it. I've always been semi-private with everything, but I felt like this was an opportunity. A lot of you know me as the silly, crazy filmmaker and TV producer and college professor and all-around goofball, fantasy football comer inner fourth every year. Um, and I've also been battling chronic Lyme and chronic Babesia, chronic Bartonella, and some autoimmune diseases for the last, it's going on 10 years now. And my journey, um, the first time I went to the hospital, um, I was told to go home and drink Gatorade, and I was handed a bill for $24,000. And that was the setup to my journey. And if you know anything about Lyme and chronic Lyme, it's not a church picnic. Um, it's a tough disease. It became apparent when after 5 years um, and countless hospitals, doctors, um, like the best answer I got was just like out of the scene from The Exorcist. Is a doctor said, "Have you ever heard of an exorcism?" Because that's my best guess at this point. And I was a hard like 4 years because it was just nobody was believing me. I was working, still trying to work 3 jobs. I taught in college. At one point, I was teaching high school, and I was trying to run my company, Book Seven Entertainment, with my business partner. So it was a lot of people just tell me just push through, just smile, it'll go away. It's just stress. Maybe it's lupus, maybe it's an autoimmune. Like they just didn't know. And I finally just collapsed, and it was hard. It was hard to um, just fall so completely. Like I can't go any further. Um, at the time when stuff was getting really bad, I really wasn't sleeping. If you've had Lyme, it can really mess with your sleep cycle and and or even sleep at all. And if you go 2 or 3 days of like no sleep or more, like I think I went like it was about 3 weeks straight where I was lucky if I got an hour, and I was just awful. And before they knew I had Lyme, I had one doctor. His best guess was that I was bipolar. I had no sign, like, no doctor had ever been like, this guy's bipolar, like, ever in my life. Nobody had ever thought it. This wasn't even a doctor. This was like a NP, nurse practitioner, and had no business putting me on these like antipsychotics. And I didn't know which way was up or down at that point. And I had just moved um, into a new home, and I was like face down for I don't know how many days. Like I couldn't move. I didn't want to go out in the world. I just finally collapsed, and it just became a journey of doctors, pills, protocols, you know, everywhere, anything I could find, and it's come with some challenges fighting this, but it's come with some blessings too. Um, 2025 was hard. I had to, um, my business finally and my production company, we had to finally dissolve it. My marriage finally dissolved. I lost my therapy dog. I had to have surgery, so I went out of remission. Um, they found 7 traumatic brain injuries, holes in my heart. My spine is deteriorated from rheumatoid arthritis. So walking, my knees, my feet, my back, um, just hard. I battle Hashimoto's really bad. So just the exhaust. So it's been a lot. Um, And the isolation, that's what's been, I think, the hardest for me is that um, I was such a social person and I love being around people, making people laugh, and all my friends, and I've pretty much been in a bedroom by myself uh, for the last couple of years. It's hard to get out. Um, Sounds, um, sunlight doesn't bother me. Um, I should be wearing sunglasses, but um, lights, sounds, so things like restaurants or church or stuff that I really used to enjoy, it could get really overwhelming very easily. Sound is my like, just too many sounds, and I'm not in a good place. So um, that's been hard. That's been hard for me to move to a new town. Um, and I've met some great people. And the great thing too with Lyme is you start to see, who's been there, who you can really count on. Um, and it illuminates a lot in your life. And I'm also well aware of the fact that, the world's just different and everybody's stressed out, like, regardless if they're sick or not. It's just a crazy time in the world. So, getting to where you can go visit your friends or whatever who have Lyme become, a bit of a challenge. And I'll have people tell me, how can I help? Like, I don't know how to help because you seem healthy. You look fine. I mean, I've lost 70 pounds. So, um, it's hard for people to know how they can help. And I was reading in Matthew 25, verse 31, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then will sit on his glorious throne. Before him will be gathered all the nations, and he will separate them one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats, and he will place the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those at his right hand, "Come, O blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and visit you?" And the king will answer them, "Truly I say to you, as you did it for one of the least of my brethren, you did it for me." And I had a friend named Debbie, and she sent me some of the peptides that she sells for free. And my friend Father Rabin, um, he had been taking some of their product, and I'm not doing this to like make any kind of sell or anything, but he told me like, "Hey, this really helped me like sleep so well," and uh, like last night was the first night I took it, and I slept till noon. And like, I took sleep for granted. I have sleep apnea. I used to, be hooked up to one of those those like scuba diving, CPAP looking things, and it's a real sexy looking when you're a newlywed at the time. And I hated wearing it, and I had surgery this summer for a deviated septum. It was the second time I've had that done, and I'm breathing better, but I don't sleep well. And my friend Debbie just said this. She just sent me this for free, and I got a good night's sleep. Um, and that meant a lot to me. That meant a lot. Just something simple. So, um, if you don't know how to help somebody with Lyme, And again, I'm not like, she was just so kind to say this to me. And if you've had Lyme, like you probably don't have money because up until a few weeks ago, they didn't. Oh my gosh, this is why I didn't want to do it, because I knew I'd cry. They didn't even recognize, the government didn't even recognize chronic Lyme until like, I think it was like a month ago. And God brings this challenge into our life to, really bring us closer to Him. And, like, I believe that. I mean, the more I read, uh, the more I read this, the more I realize, God doesn't like suffering. Christ came down and it's like boom, healed, boom, healed, boom, healed, boom, healed. You know, um, he doesn't want us to suffer. Yeah, and he wants to draw us closer to him, and he gives us this opportunity to unite our suffering with him. And it turns into such a beautiful thing. It turns into such a beautiful thing. It's hard. It's really hard. And so just getting something in the mail from somebody that says I care about you, that says I'm there for you. Like, these are the things, like, this matters to people with Lyme. So if you're out there and you don't know how you can help somebody, I'm gonna guess they they haven't been sleeping well. And uh and they probably don't have money, because you go to your uh your regular, I don't want to say run of the mill, primary care, and you're going to say I have Lyme. They're going to go, here's Doxy. And if you were bit recently, then Doxy works. But if the Lyme and everything has burrowed away, it's in your cells, it's well established, and it's been replicating for years. I mean, I was waking up, I told doctors every day, I'm like, I feel like I fell down a flight of stairs with a hangover. I feel like every sound and every noise is bothering me. Like light, I just would like burn my eyes. I was just in, and they just all looked at me like I was out of my mind everywhere I went. And then you go to a functional medicine doctor who are wonderful people, great people, amazing people. You go to check out and you've never seen a number that high in your life. I had one prescription was going to be $38,000. And it was like, Rockefeller is not my last name, like who could, that's like almost a year's salary. And and I'm not saying that's all functional medicine or that's all medicine, but you can't work as much. So you're not making as much money. And it just gets so expensive. And you just try and get yourself well enough that you could get back into work and not overstress so you don't come out of remission. And it's a horrid dance to tango. And I'm still teaching. I'm teaching at 3 universities right now to just, you know keep myself going. um, but again, you want to help somebody. I know this helped me sleep, and I don't sleep very well. And you're stressed and you're just overwhelmed and in pain. That's kind of been my thing now, is you get in so much pain that your body just starts waking you up. And okay, I'm not letting it have it again. But the small acts of kindness, they mean a lot. So thank you, Debbie. And uh I'm gonna put any links I can to your products. And yeah, just help anybody you can with Lyme. Sometimes they don't even know what they need. um but just even that, getting a card getting something that says, "Hey, we're thinking about you." It means a lot. And dear Lord, I look awful. Anyway, thank you again, Debbie, and God bless you all, and God bless those that are suffering with this chronic disease. Um, my only hope, not only is cure and remission, is um, that you don't even have to be a Christian to do this. Is just to say, I open myself up to receive you, and I unite my suffering with you on the cross. And just see what benefits come into your life. Because at the end of the day, I mean, uh, I shot a show once at the C conference, and this girl was being interviewed, and she said this quote from Chesterton, and it stuck with me. And that's we're not bodies who happen to have a spirit, we're spirits who happen to have a body. This is not our home, and we weren't meant to suffer. And but we unite it with God, and God can make good out of anything. And I see so many people with Lyme that have lost hope. There's always hope. There's always hope, and there's always good. You know, um, I mean, this is a nice Jesuit translation, so they spent some time on it, and just read the Passion, read what Christ went through, and he went through it for us. And he gave us a model to follow while we're suffering. And we all suffer in our own ways, whether you're sick or not. We all bear crosses, but those of us whose cross isn't sickness, we should be there for those who are. And that can be said for so many different things. And just know good could come out of suffering. Good can come out of suffering. And you really see who are the sheep. And Debbie, thank you again. You're a sheep. Thank you.